Les jeunes go wo wo behadenste. Les jeunes go wo wo behadenste. Les jeunes go dingen go behadenste. Hey yana hey hey hey.
Hello everybody, my name is Carlon P, and I am more than pleased to be here, and I'd like to say thank you to SWAIA for giving me this opportunity to be a featured artist during the virtual Winter Indian Market. This is actually my first year being juried into the Santa Fe Indian Market, so I guess we'll just get right into it. So first let's talk about me, because I'm sure this is going to be everybody's favorite topic. My name is Carlon P II, and I guess, okay, when we go down and we introduce ourselves, we start with who we are. And I'm a Navajo jeweler and two-dimensional artist. I am Kintlachini, and I'm dressed in the way that my masana expected us to be out in public. Of course, the way that she looked at it and the way that she taught us was that we pay respect to we pay respect to people when we actually dress like this, and by showing them the best version of ourselves, we're actually giving them the kind of respect that they deserve when they invite us to our homes for ceremonies or to visit. So here I am, and I'm coming to your home in the best way that I can, I guess. But my father is Tewa and Hopi, and so the way that my Nalista talked about it, my saya, she always said that when you introduce yourself, you tell people that you are Navajo. You are always going to be Navajo, but your dad is here from here. Your father is Tewa, and his father is Hopi, and so that's how you tell everybody who you are. That is how I introduce myself. I am Navajo. My father is Hopi. My my maternal grandfather is Navajo, and he is from Round Rock, and we are here in beautiful Saley. And I guess that kind of leads us into where I'm going to talk about where we're going to start our discussion here. I guess we'll start with jewelry first. So here we have what I call least dragonflies. And when I was a boy, just right down the road from here, where my mother's house still is, and we used to take our horses up to the water to where we have Artesian Springs, just about every day it seemed. And we would ride our horses up there, and so once we got up there, the horses we could trust, we would just kind of put their lead up on around their necks or up on the saddle, and they could go ahead and drink water and graze as they needed to. And then the horses that we couldn't trust, we'd kind of make sure we held on to one side. So sometimes you're there and you're just watching them drink, and I don't know if you've ever watched horses drink, but they have lips. It's kind of cute. But so anyway, so they drink from these freshwater artesian springs, and you have these pools of fresh water, and there's always insects that kind of congregate around there. And at least here we have these small reeds that grow around the edges. And so when you're sitting there and you're watching these horses, you start to notice this movement, this colorful movement, small and kind of flitting, and it's the dragonflies, and they follow these paths through the reeds and along the water, and they kind of just seem to meander slowly. The word I like to use is circuitous. So they kind of take this exact same path, and then we watch them, and every now and then they kind of move a little quicker, and they like dive in and they move out quickly, but they seem to follow these exact same paths. Well, they hunt. And so when you think of it from that perspective, and you kind of watch them, they're extremely predatory, and it's really nice to watch them. And so they go in this path. And so what I did is I took this kind of almost snapshot approach to it. And so you think about the same dragonfly moving in that same path, and so you take frames of them at different times, and so you end up with this necklace that has just this cascading effect of these dragonflies. And so that's the story for that. It kind of talks about our identities as Native people, and the fact that our identity my identity as a Navajo, it really involves me being here at home and being a part of my land, and having my field, and having my animals here, and having my family that still lives on the land that their Che set up for them, and that their masana lived on. So it speaks to us, and it speaks to to who we are as individuals and as a tribe as a whole. So that's my little story about that. And so moving on from that, moving more into the contemporary, I am still a student here at the Net College, and I'm part of the Navajo Cultural Arts program, and so I'd like to say thank you to the college for all your support and for teaching me what I do. And the thing is, I never considered myself an artist. I never thought that this was what I was going to do, and this is something that I was inclined towards. I left high school, and I tried college for a little bit, and it just didn't work out for me at first, and so I went into the military. So I was in the military for 11 years, and then I decided to come home because it just felt like that was what I needed at that time, and it was, and so I'm grateful to be back here. But as part of my studies, we were discussing the reductive use of charcoal in drawing, and so that was our assignment. And so I kind of went into this particular piece with that idea in mind, and I'd used this composition before in utilizing spray acrylic in order to build it up, and so I wanted to kind of think about what is going on now and why is this message important. So here we have Hunter of the Unseen. So he's standing there, and he's shooting, and if you notice, there's a little bit of pastel up in this area, just a little slight tinge of color to show you that there's something there. And so he's chasing something, but he's not necessarily catching it, but he's standing there, and he's unafraid, and the elements aren't affecting him. He's not cold, he's not hot, and so he's doing everything he can to chase after and to conquer what it is that he knows needs to be defeated. So and so if you think about that as a metaphor of the archetypes that exist within humans, he is within all of us. And I say he just basically because this specific portrayal is of a male, but there's warriors of every gender, and the fact that lies within us and that's in our capabilities, it's something that really speaks to, again, not only us as people but us as humans. So this isn't just something that is specific per individual. This is what's we're each capable of, and we have to be reminded in this time where things are uncertain, and there's kind of a fear in the air, and we don't know when we're going to be able to congregate again, or what's next in this year. At least we know that there's something inside of us that can stand up and kind of support us through all that. So that's my story there. And so I really wanted to push forward that idea of storytelling and the fact that in our pieces, it's not just something that's just thrown together. It's not art for art's sake. This is art that actually is something of us, something that is more than just something beautiful to look at, and it holds a story. And when you go back to the dragonflies, you look at those images, the way that those very simple geometric lines are utilized in order to produce this idea of something that thinks about prayer and something that thinks about rain, and you can build your own story into it, and you can have your own personal experience with it. Every single one of the elements that we utilize in our designs has that kind of I guess I wouldn't say conjecture, because the idea is fully formulated. It has that idea. It's something more than just a work of art. What you're doing is you're experiencing a bit of us. We put ourselves into it, and we create something that we want, not just to make you beautiful when you wear it, but to make the world a better place, and to keep our traditions alive and our stories at the forefront of people's minds when they think about what is Native American art. So I hope that kind of tells you a little bit about who I am and what I do and why I do it. And again, I'd like to thank everybody for paying attention, and thank SWAIA for the opportunity. And I hope everybody's being safe, everybody's happy, and everybody has a wonderful holiday season in the safest manner possible. So take care of each other and be happy. Thank you. Bye.
Hey, 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 young.